started recording and transcription here.
Okay, that's awesome then. Thank you.
Yeah.
So if
And it
I'll
tells
start
to let
off,
everyone know that you're being recorded. And
Okay.
especially, so everyone's being recorded. If you don't want to be recorded, get off the call. So
So our first question is, how do customers decide what and whether to buy from you or from your company?
I use the analogy with them. What's in it for me? And it looks like we got Ronan, maybe?
Hmm. Yeah,
get
he's
in here.
part of the group as well.
Yeah. Hey, Ronan. So just
Hey,
ask the
everybody, how's it
question.
going?
Good. Jacob, why don't you ask that question one more time so I can figure out or give you a better, more concise answer?
All right, so it's how do customers decide what and whether to buy from your company?
For me, it's all about the value proposition of what we give. So I usually try to do that with the acronym WIFM of what's in it for me. And whenever I'm telling my client they need to do something or participate in something, it's because this will do this for them, and what will that be? Will it reach so many more people so they can figure out that they want to buy a Chevrolet? Will it be reaching so many women 35 to 54 who want to remodel their next bathroom? Or are we trying to reach 50-year-old plus men for men's health, various reasons, kind of thing. So for me, it's all about, I sell eyeballs, I sell audiences, and I usually sell very engaged audiences. And so it's relating what my engaged audiences will have the power with them and what television does for them.
All right, that sounds good. And then I think, Ronan, if you want to start with the next question.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
All right.
Here, I can ask for now, Ronan, and you can do the third one.
Can someone else go though?
Yeah, so
All right, yeah.
what motivates your
Yeah, thank you.
customers to finally buy from you?
Honestly, I think it's just a confident plan. They want to see the return on their investment. Kind of some of those basic things we learn, in the classroom when we're all doing marketing classes. But really, I always tell my clients, you're really good at selling Chevrolets. I'm really good at getting people to the Chevrolet dealership. You know how to sell cars. I know how to get people's attention. So I think it's just showing them a confident plan that will result in that solution. And that's what ultimately gets them going. There's obviously going to be price points. If you pitch them something that's $10,000 and they got $100, they're not going to buy it.
Mhm.
But if we've done the due diligence and talking to them, knowing what their budget is, what they can afford to do, then the confident plan I come back with, if I've listened to them, is all they really need to hear to feel comfortable with moving forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Next question.
Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can everybody hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
You might just be on a delay, Ronan. At least on my end, it looks like you might be on a couple seconds delay. So I would just say, when you get asking your question, just stick with it and we'll be quiet and let it catch up.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you have the? I can send a picture.
Yeah, it's not loading for some reason, man. Yeah, send a picture of it. My
Can
docs
you
are
just
down.
preempt those two back to me? Thank you.
Here, I'll ask the third one while we wait. How would you say emotions influence your customers' buying decisions?
Depends on the customer, not categorizing any customers, but my first marketing job or advertising sales job out of college was for the Denver Post and Rocky Mountain News. And I handled 25 new car dealerships and I think it was like 35 used car dealerships, so those are very special people. They are very unique individuals. They are a lot of them are very ego driven. So if you know that they're ego driven, you sometimes let them know that, there's typically other competitors of yours in this program. And if they're buying it, don't you think that's the audience you also want? That's why you guys compete. So we can create that emotion to help close a sale and to help influence the point we're trying to make. But another great example is like the Olympics. So the Summer Olympics just ended. When we're selling the Olympics, we show past clips of the Olympics, of Carrie Strug. Now I'm dating myself. You guys may not know who like Carrie Strug is, but she was like this little tiny gymnast who like hurt her ankle really bad, and she did this crazy flip like back in the early 90s or something, and she landed it and got the gold. America goes wild, that kind of deal. We show those kinds of clips and moments because they're moments that people don't forget. And we can associate you with those moments. And if someone's a big fan of the Olympics, I get goosebumps just thinking about some of those moments and how you drive when you see the opening ceremonies. And, it's like, I was really going in and saying to a lot of my customers, I sold a lot of local restaurants and businesses into the Olympics this year. And I went on to tell them, we all have seen firsthand how divisive our country is right now. And how much does our country just need to come together and be unified behind one thing to be excited for? And man, does anything do that better than walking into the stadium, us at home watching 100 some athletes walking into a stadium carrying the American flag, going to battle on the field of sports to say we're the best. That's who doesn't get excited when you steer it up that way? So that's how you can kind of play into the emotions and really get them excited to do something. So it's easier to do that when you're passionate about it. I love the Olympics. It's like the old line from Tommy Boy. I could sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady in white gloves because I can make it sound so exciting. So that's how you can play into those emotions.
All right. How involved are your customers with your products?
I mean, I sell TV. It's like how often, it's like how,
involved in.
Yes, but I mean, there's I'm meeting with a customer right now that says he doesn't watch TV. He has a flip phone, not like the new one that just came out that we're seeing TV commercials for. This is like the flip phones from probably before you guys were all born. Flip phones. He says he's not on social media. He doesn't watch TV. He's like 78 years old. And I got to try to explain to him, people don't read newspapers anymore. They watch television. So I got to talk to him why TV matters. Some clients, I'm telling them why our station matters. And if they know our station's great, it's why I matter, because I make their buy that much better, whatever it is. So this person is just at the extent of why TV is important. But that's never the last sale. So I sold shoes in high school. I worked at a shoe store, like a sports retail store. Someone would come in and is like, I need running shoes. That's great. What kind of running shoes? This running shoe. That's never the last question. So, or the last sale you have to make. There's always another sale we have to make along the way. And once they buy it from you, surprise, surprise, we got to now talk them into coming back and buying from us again. It's not thank you, see you later. It's I need you to come back, and here's why.
Right. So you're talking about practicing customer loyalty to your company, right?
Mhm.
And you're saying you want them to keep on coming back to buying your products.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I show
Awesome.
them a return. You know, I mean,
Right.
yeah, sometimes someone might buy something from me because they like me, but last time I checked, no one wants to spend their hard-earned money because they like a dude or
Yeah.
a girl. You know, it's like because they know
Right.
it works. And that goes back to one of the earlier questions. If you have a confident plan and it works and your client loves it, guess what happens? They come back for more.
Yeah.
Right. And then also, how have recent events like, you know, the coronavirus pandemic or BLM or climate change or whatever affected the way that you appeal to customers with your own company?
That is a loaded question. So I could answer.
It is. You can just split it up into parts if you'd
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
You have
I'll
an
give you
example
because I.
with the coronavirus or
So I mean, all of it, you know, with Corona, some you hear people talking about fake news. What's real? What's not real? You know, my products become politicized. It's always been a little politicized, but it's now you can't trust the people on that station or that station. They're kind of talking about those stations at the national level. You know, like when you hear of like CNN and Fox News, you know, always button heads. That's not, you know, WMBD and WEK. These are people out in the local communities. We're not we're not part of the fake news talk, but sometimes our clients think we are. So that becomes something we have to sell over. But with COVID, where were we all for like 6 months?
inside.
Doing what?
Watching TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you thought
That
a lot
works
of people
out. That
watched
works
TV before. Yeah, you know, so it's like I could give you some pretty, you know, bad things. I'm like, listen, you might think we're fake, but I still got a lot of damn people that watch us. So you don't have to like what we air, but you got to like the people that watch us. So
Right. Exactly.
So I think no matter what comes, you know, comes ahead of us that we have to work around, it comes back. In my case, we're selling audience, we're selling eyeballs, and usually TV's now the place where they turn for local news when local stuff matters. Your weather, your sports, those types of things. You can't find out all of the scores on Google for your local high school stuff. You turn on your local news, you check out your news website, you check out your local news apps.
Right.
And those are the eyeballs I sell.
Okay, gotcha. It's a lot of information. We're gonna have a great presentation.
We really are.
We really are.
Well, we were joking about this the other day. The stuff we do, there is no class that teaches you for this stuff. You know,
Right.
You learn about the power of marketing and why people market and why people advertise. For me, what I think is always kind of cool is, you know, I handle Hy-Vee and the Room Place and some of these really big businesses that are in a lot of different towns, a lot of different markets. But then I also handle like Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton, Illinois, or Builder's Warehouse in downtown Peoria. Like these people are giving me their sweat equity. You know, they could take this money and put it towards a trip or buy a new car or pay their employees more or do a lot of different things with it. But they've decided to invest in building their brand and building their business. And in turn, they've trusted me to do that. And
Right.
I think that's a huge compliment and it's a huge honor. And I, you know, obviously I want to deliver on it. And it's a ball working with those people and doing that.
Sweet.
So we can
so
always set up.
basically,
We can set up another Teams meeting here in like in 5 minutes. I think this one will automatically shut down because we've hit the half-hour time limit for guests. But I can just create a new one. It'll give us 2 minutes lapse. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. If we run much longer than another 5 minutes, I'll just have to start it over again. So.
Okay. So this is going off the last question. How have these recent events influenced customers' motivations and emotions when deciding to buy for your business? So you're basically like a marketing consultant for the TV. So yeah, how would that play into the customers' motivations and emotions when buying from you?
So like when we were shut down for a handful of months.
Yeah,
because
for
of
like
COVID.
Yeah,
we're meeting with businesses as they're opening back up. Why do you need to be advertising? What should you advertise? For the last 6-8 months, people have been cooking at home and just getting their food at the grocery store. You're a restaurant that has dine-in options, and we need to remind people why they need to come back out to eat. Someone else is going to do it, and they're going to build in. If they always came to your pizza place on Friday, not anymore. Not after the last 8 months. So you better get back on the horn and tell people to come back and eat at your place on whatever night it is.
Right.
I did have an extra question that doesn't exactly pertain to this, but how exactly does your news company, how do you guys differentiate from other local news companies around you to really try and advertise to your customers?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things that we can try to differentiate ourselves and, showcase being better. The number one way is ratings, because we have smart TVs and DirecTV and Comcast and all these little boxes. They actually feed data back that shows us how many people watch certain shows and at what times. So, I'm usually always a fan of, man, if you're going to be anywhere, at least be on TV, because that's where you're going to get the loudest megaphone, compared to radio, outdoor, newspaper, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if a client's saying, man, I'm going to spend $500 either with you or the station across the street, yeah, you get into the weeds and you find any advantage you can to get that money before the other person. It's everyone has their line in the sand of what they're willing to do, but it's meaning that like I can't charge you $1 to be in that show just because I want your business that bad. It's not going to air. But it's this many people watch it. We have this kind of show where they don't. If we have CW, I have Schitt's Creek and Seinfeld. I can give you all kinds of late night comedy after 10 o'clock. I just need your money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of that approach.
Does anybody else have any other questions, or?
I think you've answered them all. So go ahead.
Just basically one last, because we weren't recording. Just real quick here because it's about to end. So, can you say the company you work for again?
So Tom Van Ness, I'm an account executive with WEEK 25 NBC, also Heart of Illinois ABC, CW, ION, WEEK.com, HOIABC.com, and all of the trusted websites and apps that come along with it. I sell commercials and marketing plans and programs for area businesses, regional businesses, and maybe the occasional national business.
Thank you for your time, Tom.
Hey, thank you.
you.
I will stop this recording. I will figure out how to get it to you guys either on a flash drive or something so you have it for your class. So
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
guys,
you so
have a great
much.
weekend.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great day.
If you have
It was
any
good
questions,
talk.
shoot me an email.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.